I truly want to know how we came to this title, right? So they were sitting in the boardroom. We got this great concept for this show. I have like, this is how I want to do it. We find these people. They've been online dating. They've never seen each other. And this is what I'm going to call it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for it? Never ever met. And did the boardroom just that couldn't have happened. How did we get here to this title? How did we get to the title of Never Ever Met? Somebody please help me explain. I would love to know who the executive producer is. Who was the focus group? Who's the showrunner? Y'all really came up with this concept and then said Never Ever Met was the best name, the best title? Whoo, child. But what's good, y'all? Welcome to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Let's talk The Never Ever Mets, Season 1, Episode 1. All right, so I got the couples on the screen. I'm going to leave the couples on the screen, at least for this recap. Because it's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of people. It's a lot going on. That way you guys know who I'm talking about. So let's first meet all the couples, okay? So we have Shay and Josh, who have been dating for 12 years. We have Joanna and Aaron, who have been dating for 9 months. But Joanna also goes as Jody. We have Sienna and Brandon that have been dating for 10 months. We have Sandia and Chris that have been together for 3 months. Alexis and Dominique have been dating for 6 months. Dymond and Aaron have been dating for 5 years. And Millie and Greg that have been dating for 3 years. Even though they live in LA, they have never seen each other. Y'all are in the same city and never thought to just meet up somewhere. My issues are Shay and Josh, 12 years. 12 years, y'all. Y'all have been virtually dating for 12 years and y'all never thought to meet up at a festival. Y'all never thought to meet up at a concert. Like, y'all didn't have no family reunions in that area. Like, no friends or family weddings. 12 years. Girl, you have wasted a good portion of your life. All right, so those are our couples. I do think 7 couples is way too many in this house. I think it's gonna be unnecessary chaos. I think we're not gonna get a good representation of each couple. We're not going to really get to see the full dynamics of each couple because we're forcing 14 people into every single episode. And it's just for an hour. So, but we'll see what happens. So, the ladies are all coming in. They're all kind of meeting each other. Off rip, I thought that Joanna Jody's energy was bad. When that other girl was in there first, Shay was in there first, and Joanna came in, it was kind of like, oh my God, like, I don't know, something about her energy is very off-putting to me. Same with Dymond. So it looks as if the women are all going to be in one room, and I guess the guys are going to be in one room, or I guess a couple of rooms. Immediately, Dymond is like, oh, I'm not sleeping in here because I don't do women because women are messy and women are catty. And it's like, girl, I think you're messy and you're catty. Never trust a woman that says that I don't talk to other women, I don't hang with other women because they're messy and they're catty. You're the messy and catty one. It's always foolproof, okay? Keep that in mind, y'all. That is always foolproof. So the guys are all off and they are setting up dates for the women. So the women are going to go to them on these first dates that the guys are setting up. And let's see what these dates are. So what kind of concerned me were the women being like, oh my God, I need a razor. I need to shave. I need to pluck. I need to do this. Why y'all didn't come prepared? You should have shaved and lasered and waxed and all that stuff before you got to the house. What if your dude was there What if he was already there waiting on you? I thought that was odd. Why y'all not ready? I thought that was weird. Maybe that's just me, but that seemed a little concerning on some of the women's parts. So let's meet everybody. So Brandon and Sienna. So they seem happy with each other. They are at a cooking class making gnocchi. Okay. She could not pronounce it. I thought that was funny, but they seem to be getting along well. They seem okay with each other. Their chemistry seems like it's going well. But then she says, Sienna, in her confessional, that she would like this to grow to a romantic relationship, but she is not sure how it will translate in person. Let me scroll back up and see how long y'all have been together. So you have been dating this man virtually for 10 months. You have wasted 10 months of your time, 10 months of your life talking to this man for you to not even know if you want to take it romantically. So what is the point of meeting him and what's the point of coming on the show? But I digress. Maybe it's just nerves. We then get Dominique and Alexis, so they are at a yoga date. Apparently, he's a yogi. He enjoys yoga, so he wants her to come into his world. So he was like, she's attractive, but it wasn't hidden for him. And they put some pictures up on screen that are very filter heavy. The pictures that they put up on screen, which are probably from her Instagram or Facebook or whatever, they are very filter heavy. One of the pictures, her face looked airbrushed on there, but nonetheless, she looks the same that she looked on the pictures. He then said that her body proportions aren't how he thought they would be. Okay. Um. Meanwhile, she thinks that he's fine as hell. So somebody's happy. After talking for a while, he then kind of, calms down and is like, look, even though I'm not as attracted to her as I thought I would be, he's not saying that he's not. It's just like, I think he thought that he would have this like insane attraction to her, just kind of jumping out on screen right away. And that wasn't the case. So even though he realizes that, hey, I'm not as attractive as I thought I would be, we can work on this. Maybe personality stuff will shine through and this is going to go a complete different way. So I appreciate him for being open and not being like rude or writing her off right away. She doesn't want him smiling at other women the way that he smiles at her. I don't know if somebody walked by. I don't know if she was talking about production, a camera person, but she comes across as very jealous and possessive. He's cool with that because he doesn't want her doing that either. This is going to be toxic. We see how toxic it gets later, but already their energy, the way that this conversation went, is going to be toxic. Very, very toxic. We then get to Greg and Millie. So this still bothers me. This still bothers me that they are both in LA and have dated for 3 years. And no, like, y'all didn't want to meet at a coffee shop. Y'all didn't want to meet at like Disneyland where it's just a bunch of people. Like, I don't quite understand this. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. But they meet at a pedal boat. She likes penguins. He has this big stuffed penguin there for her. They both seem pleased. She was worried about him not being 6'2". Hope he didn't have on like some platform shoes. He had on a boot, but I don't think his boot gave him that much height. She was worried about, but she is worried about him being too much of a troll. So while they're talking, he was making a lot of jokes, and she's kind of on some, I want to make sure that everything is not a joke to you. I want to see your serious side as well. I think we can chalk that up to maybe nerves on his part, but they look good together. I think they look good together though. Shay and Josh. So he's worried about her not liking him. Y'all have been together 12 years. So in the 12 years, let's just see how many days that is. Because I want to get a little bit of clarity, okay? Let's put this into perspective. Let's see. Let's take 365. calculator. Okay, so 365 times 12, 4,380 days. We got to add in the leap year. So within 12 years, we're going to get three more leap years. So 4,383 days. Out of these 4,383 days, at no point did y'all say, damn, I would love to meet you. Like, do y'all know how long 12 years is? 12 years, your child is going to start first grade and then graduate high school. Wow. I am mystified about this. So they go to hang out at the Santa Monica Pier and they seem to like each other right away. He was nervous about her not liking him, but they vibe right away. They seem to like each other right away. We find out that Josh has a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old. A 13-year-old and a 3-year-old. So in the midst of y'all 12-year dating, this man is had a child on you. Okay. Next, we get Chris and Sandia. So they're color coordinated off top. She likes that. I thought they was having just a little basic, charcuterie board up in the park, but he planned a helicopter ride. What I found very interesting was when she kept saying he's so respectful, he's so well mannered, he's polite, he's this, he's that, he's the other, and I feel like whenever we have these situations where the men come in and that's the vibe that they're giving off initially right away, it very, very quickly tanks later. There's a reason that production makes sure to put that in because we see very, very soon after he does not respect her. He is not kind to her. He does not speak highly of her. We get Aaron and Joanna. So I thought this was the absolute worst date. All the other dates were going well. The couples are seeming to their chemistry seems decent enough. Everyone's respectful. Everyone's nice. They're laughing. They're talking. They're hugging. They're kissing. It's a vibe. We get to here. So he has a little wine and cheese situation set up in the park. He is standing there. I was not a fan of his two cross earrings, but if that's your swag, sir. Joanna Jody comes walking up and she was like, he's walking all, dramatic towards me like a romance novel. Let me tell you about Joanna. She gives off the vibe that she wants a hood ghetto dude. That's what she wants. That's the energy that she gives off. This man that is well manicured, that is standing there with a smile. He looks clean. He looks nice. His clothes fit, all that other type of stuff. He's standing there with a smile. And he walks towards you smiling. He might have did a little Birdman hand rub up in there, but it wasn't anything crazy. For you to be like, this is out of a romance novel. Ugh. He don't have to do all that. Girl, don't you want him to make a first impression? I didn't understand her energy. So apparently they were supposed to meet. He booked a flight, but then he lost his ID. Her theory is, why do you only have one ID? So, I'm not going to say everybody should have a passport, right? But it comes in handy because to say you do lose your driver's license, you can still fly with your passport. But, I mean, how many IDs do y'all have? I have my driver's license. I have my passport. I have like my work ID and stuff like that, but that's not like a, definitive proper identification in the eyes of the law. I mean, I don't know what she expected. I guess if you move, you might have another like backup ID. I guess I have other driver's licenses because I've moved within the past 8 years, but I don't know. I don't know, whatever the case. So for their little date, he's like, I know that you like to salsa dance. We find out that apparently she is Hispanic, or Latina, and he was like, so, I used to salsa dance. Can you salsa? And she was like, of course. Very attitudinal, if you ask me. But they go out and they're dancing, and he messed up a few times. And instead of her just like laughing it off and being like, okay, let me just help you, I'll lead, or doing something like that, she got very critical. She got very critical. Oh my God, you messed up. When's the last time you did that? You need to loosen your grip. You turned too fast. You took this step back. And it was like, damn, girl. Damn. I, wow. So instead of her enjoying it, she was very critical. She was rude. She was rude. So they go to sit down, and he's like, I have some wine. And in her confessional, she's like, why do you have wine? You don't even drink. He doesn't know how to use a corkscrew. Now, Aaron, if you can't use a corkscrew, babe, you should have got a twist top wine, or you should have already had it open just with the cork inside of it. I didn't see an issue with him having the wine there. Like, he's doing this stuff for you. So she was mad that she had to open the bottle. She's like rolling her eyes, all that type of stuff. I wouldn't have been upset about that. You don't drink? Okay, babe, that's fine. I'ma still enjoy my glass of wine. But the way that she was like at him the entire date was, I felt bad for him. I truly, truly did. So she says that she feels like this was a date that he planned for her and not for them. She was rude. She was rude. This man came out here. He knows that you like to salsa dance. I mean, granted, he hasn't salsa danced in, 20 odd years, but I thought it was just a cute gesture. Like, stuff like that is supposed to be fun. But you being mad that he bought you a bottle of wine, I don't, I guess I don't understand why that's a big deal. I mean, he poured a glass himself. He had the glass in his, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So we then get our final date, which is Aaron and Dymond. We find out they are both preacher's kids. So 2 years ago, they had a little situation. So Aaron is unsure of what's gonna happen when they finally do meet. So they come in immediately. He kisses her. They're hugging. He said that he likes BBW women. He doesn't like thin women, so he feels that she's perfect. They're attracted to each other. Awesome sauce, right? As soon as they sit down, immediately she is like, so let's talk about this ex. Apparently, he got on Facebook and he posted a ring that he was going to use to propose to another woman. She feels a way about that. She felt it was disrespectful. He said, look, I had given up hope on us. I didn't think this would ever happen. I mean, they're the ones that's been dating for 3 years, right? Let me see. Aaron and Dymond, 5 years. So we've been dating, quote unquote, 5 years, and we've never met. Hell, I lost hope. I didn't think it would ever happen. So yeah, I did something I shouldn't have. He apologizes. He said, I hope you can forgive me. She was like, maybe. But then they both say, I love you back and forth. So maybe yes, I guess. I don't know. The rest of their date seems to go smooth. They seem to like each other. They have decent enough chemistry. Back at the house, everybody's meeting everybody else. Joanna seemed more enthralled with Dominique. They're both from Chicagoland. They're both from Inglewood. So they are like vibing and all that type of stuff. Everybody's just kind of meeting. The guys are all talking. They're playing dominoes. And one of the guys, who was it? The very first guy that was on the date, Brandon. So Brandon says something to the effect of like, y'all gonna do whatever your women say, whatever the case. Chris said, look, let me tell you this. I give a woman 3 to 4 great nights and then I disappear on their asses for 1 to 2 weeks. I said, what? What? He then goes on to say, that him and Sandia aren't dating. We're not exclusive. You know what I mean? I talk to different girls. I date different girls. I get a lot of girls. Meanwhile, Sandia is over to the side listening to everything. So the men is like, oh no, she's listening. Chris is like, can you go? Can you go? Why? And I said, girl. But this is the same man that just took you on a helicopter ride and that you were saying treated you so well and all this other kind of stuff. Don't let that one moment, that one date, the 30-minute helicopter ride set a false precedent for you. This is the real him. This isn't him putting on for the guys. This is the real him. When people show you who they are, believe them. So I said, oh God, this is off to a rough start. This is off to a rough start. So we then see Alexis is going on and on and on about Greg wearing hoochie daddy shorts. Now, there was literally no reason for you to mention that he had on hoochie daddy shorts or how short his shorts are. You done just met this man. You done just met your dude that you've been dating for X amount of years. You just said that you don't want him smiling at anybody else or doing anything of the sort. So I think, let's just have some perspective about ourselves. So Alexis is talking to all the men. She had Aaron rapping for her, and Dominique is scoping the scene. He don't like what he sees. He feels she's being disrespectful. He feels that she's flirting very openly in front of him with all the other guys. I'm inclined to agree. You're doing a little much, Alexis. So now it's 2:40 in the morning. And Dominique and Alexis are arguing. I didn't catch the other couple that was sitting there with them. But they're arguing about whether she has been flirty or not. Alexis does not think that anything she did was an issue. Dominique said, so if I see a girl that walks by and I say she got a fat ass, you're going to feel the way about that. Alexis is finally like, okay, I see what you're saying. My bad on that. So Dominique is like, well, if I see a girl that got a fat ass, I'm going to say it. So now you're being disrespectful, Dominique, I guess because your pride is hurt, but now you're being unnecessarily disrespectful. Alexis then is like, what I'm going to do? Cry about it? My ass ain't flat. You see a girl with a fat ass? You see a girl with a fat ass. So now she's posturing. So now he is going to feel disrespected because as you know how some men get, they don't want to feel like they're being belittled, especially when there are other men around. So next thing you know, he kind of got her hemmed up, grabbing her while they're talking. He pushes her off. They get into a scuffle, a physical altercation at that, where, she's pushing him, he's pushing her. This is the first night. Alexis, go home, babe. Because the fact that man was so willing to put his hands on you the way that he did your first time meeting him in front of all these other men, in front of all these other people, he will whoop your ass when y'all are in private. Do not. If a man will push you, he will hit you. This is a warning. This is a glaring red flag. I expect by the next episode, you should be packing your bags, headed on back to wherever you're from, because this is not it, sis. Let me know what you guys thought about this show. It's entertaining, to say the least. So far, I kind of wonder and question how many of these couples are real. But let's talk about it down below in the comments if you have not already. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I'll catch you guys down in the comment section. Peace.